in focus. So, what's different about today? Nothing. Everything is different about today. Not nothing. Everything is different about today. I am in focus, first of all. Second of all, I'm not sitting down. Third of all, I have a script about which I will talk in this video. Third of all, I am making this video, which is fourth part in the series of my videos. After 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 almost a year after the accident, after the surgery was done on my knee, and after almost 11 to 10 to 11 months after I made the last video, which is part 3 in the series. So, how is everything going? Everything is going as not planned, which is the case with life. And what's up with my knee? It's pretty fine. If you can see from this angle, I don't know if it's in the view, if it's in the focus, but I think it should be in the focus. It is fine, it is doing pretty fine. Should I jump? I can even jump to show the knee. Yeah. So, after a year, I've been pretty strong to do all of this stuff, except run properly, but which I don't do much of anyway. It's a part of normal human mobility, so I must do it as I used to do it before the accident. So I'll get to the questions first. So the questions will be as followed. It will be about pain, strength, squatting ability, bend ability, flexibility, awkwardness in movements, as such. So questions on those lines. So strength. What about strength? Coming to strength. Strength has been the strength has been progressively increasing because I can now do single leg squats. I can I can right now have the ability to squat 60 kgs front and back. I could have done more if I had practiced, but I have not practiced. So this is the capacity right now, and none of it is limited by my knee, which was operated on. Deadlifts I can do, I think, 70 kgs if I tried. I have not tried. I have not gone above 50 kgs for safety reasons. Hence, I can comfortably squat 50 kgs. I can comfortably deadlift 60 kgs. I have no pain while doing that. Of course, I have to brace and be more conscious of how I'm bracing my hamstrings and my knee, because if there's any sudden jerky movements, of course, there will be some problems, because 1 year is not enough for the ligament to completely heal. Just imagine it is as if you are just born and it is going to take you these many years to become that strong. That's how the ligament is. It was in its infancy stage and it is now progressing pretty well. It is pretty strong, but it is not as strong as it was before the accident. But it is going to get there slowly. About hamstring, tendon that was taken out of my left hamstrings. Uh, what about that? Have they grown back? I can feel new strands of ligaments. I don't know what words to use describe this thing, but I can feel something new filling up, which was not there prior 6 months from now. Clearly, similar sort of muscles are getting activated, and I don't feel anything is missing on the left side in the same place where the ligaments was taken from when I compare it to the right side. So it's pretty fine, but I can feel the thickness is not as much as on the right side, because it's obvious they are new. They are just getting regenerated. I read an article in which they stated that it takes 4 years plus, because people who were studied upon, were monitored for over 4 years, and hamstring was still developing. So it's safe to consider it's going to take over that. The next question would be any awkwardness in movements. Awkwardness in movements is there, but it's hard to describe right now because the way I feel it is awkward is it's not very predictable. I don't know when it happens, but it happens sometimes when I am sleeping with a straight leg and I get up and I try to walk. There is some sort of um, restriction, if I would say, while I move. There is no way I can get over it unless and until the knee pops in whatever position it does by itself after a few steps, and then it's all back to normal. But this was much more prominent about 2.5 months ago. Today it is not. Today that happens far less frequently, and it's reduced considerably since compared to 2 months ago. So it tells me that it is still healing, and it was just this is the knee and these are the joints, and maybe it was locking somewhere, and because it was not strong enough or it was flexing too much, the new ligament, it was not locking in place or just moving way too much where it should not, where it should have not gone. And the popping is basically when it comes to it right, its right place, and that's when I feel comfortable. But that is not happening anymore, which would indicate that ligament is growing even stronger. I can bend a lot. I can squat as to grass and have a little bit of uncomfortable and a little bit of pain that anyone would feel, that if that person is not flexible. See, if yeah, like you try to flex any sort of muscles that you have not flexed, as in uh, like stretch any sort of muscle that you have not stretched for a long while, and you feel that kind of pain while stretching. That's the kind of pain I feel. Nothing else. It's not within the knee. It's over the quads and over the quads. That's it. A little bit inside the knee, but that is expected. Slowly, that will change. Over time, that will change. Yeah. Otherwise, nothing. Now cycling. When it comes to cycling, I've been cycling a lot since I started cycling last year. After the surgery, I have done about 5,000 kilometers, 6,000 kilometers, which is not a shame because that's a pretty good number, more than 6,000 I think. So I am actually having zero problems when I cycle. I use clipless pedals, so I have to twist in and out to get my feet on the floor, on the ground, and to clip back in to pedal the cycle. So I have no problems while clipping and clipping out. I have no problems when I step on the ground because I primarily use my right leg to uh, left leg to first step on the ground, and I have no issue whatsoever. While when we get off the cycle, we have to twist our body, right? So the whole knee, ankle, the whole hip joint, everything twists. So I have no problem when that happens. Mm, what else? While sprinting as well, I have zero issues. I have zero issues because I was way too careful when I started cycling. When I initiated cycling after the surgery, after the stipulated amount of time I'm not supposed to cycle, and when for physiotherapy, etc., I was way too careful to not completely flex my left leg, and it became a habit. Now I don't consciously think about it. Now it is very natural. I sprint as hard as I can, and without any even a hint of pain. So that is great. What else? Cycle distances. The longest I've cycled for since after the surgery is about 6 hours. It was a 150-kilometer distance ride, and it involved 1600 meters of climbing as well. Uh, so I, without any tiredness, uh, without any pain, I could complete it, and this was about in December. So, which is about 10 months after the surgery. Some of the things that I have to take care of when I sleep, when I do day-to-day activities such as which involve me keeping my left leg straight without any support underneath my knee. So those things I just have to be conscious that it doesn't happen because of this thing I explained about, that the tibia and the femur. The tibia gets locked in this position. It should be over here, but it gets locked in this position. And from here, bending it is very difficult. So I have to push my tibia up so that it lines up with the femur or however it lines up, and then it bends properly. So this happened frequently 4 6 months ago. Now it doesn't happen. Now I still have to be careful whenever I sleep at night. I fold my right leg and I keep it under the knee so that it gets a little bit of elevation and a little bit support. Whenever I'm sitting on a chair and I have to lay my legs straight on bed without any support, I don't do that because it will again create unintended forces on the joint. Okay, those are the very important things that I thought I should share. Uh,
Run away, but hold her down with soggy clothes and Breezeblocks. Shitters in your fever, scream me again. Never kisses, or do you ever send a photo? Do you know where the waffles go? They go along to take your hand. Way down how we build our breakfast down and say my love, love, love.